The Fighting Irish get a little revenge. They beat Florida State in style here, 84-72.
Has Air Vastoria gotten back? Unbelievable. Great job. Gets us to 8 league wins, right? We still got a lot to play for. There's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen. We've got a lot of games left. Let's get on another run, man. Got a special group. Yes, sir. Special group, and boy, are we starting to feel it at the right time of year.
Yes, right corner, Vastoria, 3 on the wedge hit. Point, Notre Dame lead. Down and Notre Dame again. Short pass on over to Vastoria. Drives baseline, reverse layup up and good. A brilliant drive.
At the rim, Bonzie Colson.
Now to Beecham, who drives the lane for the posterizing jam. Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey and Coach. A 2-0 week, a much-needed and impressive victory over Florida State, and a gritty come-from-behind win at BC.
We love our 2-0 weeks, especially in February, Jack. But I thought the atmosphere in our building against Florida State was fabulous, and we played fabulous. And then we had to dig one out on the road and show a lot of character in Boston, and we did that.
And what a week for Bonzie Colson. Everybody has finally recognized what he can do. He won 7 National Player of the Week awards, including the Naismith and the Basketball Writers.
The performance against Florida State is one of the great performances in the history of our program on national TV against a great team. And then to turn around and go back home where you can be distracted and maybe have a letdown, and he still gets 20 and 9.
When we come back, we will take you to Purcell Pavilion for Notre Dame's rematch with the Seminoles of Florida State.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats. Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
Farrell around a screen from Colson. Farrell bounces it in the lane to Colson for the two-handed jam. 71-55, Irish by 16.
And just great patience there from Matt Farrell, taking a couple dribbles to the corner and waiting for it to spring.
What a great atmosphere for the Florida State game. Some students even tailgated outside before the game.
You know, our atmosphere was fabulous, and our students and our crowd have been great all year. But our 6-man, our students made us believe and really helped us on the defensive end in the second half.
And even though Florida State has a lot of size, you started small and it really worked. You jumped out to a 10-6 lead.
Well, we're getting out of the gate better offensively with the smaller lineup, which I think makes everybody feel good about themselves. One of the things I love, Jack, is we held our own on the backboard even though we played small.
Matt Farrell was really good all game, including in the first half when he hit 3 threes on the way to 11 first half points.
Well, Matt Farrell keeps driving this train, and he senses when we need a big bucket, and he delivers.
It was another game where Steve Vastoria did a little bit of everything for you, and he gave you your first double-digit lead with a 3-point play with just 6 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, I think for Steve, he's rebounding the ball more. He knows he needs to rebound more since we're smaller. His assists are up, and he's always been clutch.
You led by 9 at halftime, and you started the second half with a 13-3 run to go up by 17 and break the game open.
We really did. I thought we started the second half really well. Our defense was fabulous in the second half, and then we got into a great offensive rhythm, and that guy Bonzie Colson then was in a groove.
And that final play in that run was Bonzie Colson flying through the air, knifing through the Florida State front line to tip in a Steve Vastoria miss.
An exclamation point on an unbelievable game and an unbelievable performance by Bonzie.
Bonzie, career high 33 points and 13 rebounds. And maybe I've got to change my thinking. Maybe being 6'5" is a huge advantage for him because the bigger they get, the more he seems to score.
Well, he's always had his chip on his shoulder playing against bigger guys, but I think he thrust himself into the ACC Player of the Year conversation with that performance.
Now, as good as Bonzie was, the signature play of this game will always be the first dunk of Steve Astoria's career.
You mean Air Vastoria? I mean, I never seen a reaction from our bench like that. They were so thrilled. He's a sneaky dunker. He never does it in practice, but he got up there and threw one down. Great memory for him.
That was the final basket of the game as the Irish beat the Seminoles 84-72. When we come back, we will take you to snowy Chestnut Hill for the renewal of the rivalry between Notre Dame and Boston College.
Farrell running three, got it again! Matty Ice is on fire! 59-59!
You've now won 8 straight games over Boston College, but it is never easy, and this one wasn't. They jumped out to a quick early and substantial lead, and they held it for almost the entire first half.
Well, I thought we'd get a great punch from them. They are much improved, and they've got a gifted perimeter and a great young guard. We couldn't guard them in the first half, Jack. They put 50 points on the board, and it was frustrating, a frustrating halftime.
You, in fact, fell behind by 13 late in the half, and it was a couple of late threes by Matt Farrell that prevented BC from taking all the momentum into halftime.
Well, again, it's Matt Farrell who senses when we're in trouble and then goes and makes a play or makes a big shot. And at least we went into halftime down 10 within striking distance. 20 minutes is a long time to play, and I tried to convince them of that in the second half.
First half against BC, one of your rockiest performances of the season. The average fan would figure you lit them up at halftime. What did you say?
You know, I walked right through the locker room and I said, you know, it's really on you guys to figure out. And I said, and if we can't figure it out, we're going to practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I walked into the coach's locker room. You know, we have great leadership. And I don't need to tell them. They know they weren't very good. And they knew they needed to bounce back. And I'm proud of how they did.
Well, and they did. 5 minutes into the second half, they go on a 15-1 run to take a 4-point lead. They never give up the lead.
Yeah, we really got into guarding. We defended, held them to 26 points or 27 points in the second half, and that guy, Matt Farrell, sensed the moment. 2 big threes to kind of make us believe we're going to win on the road.
Second three by Matt ties it. He finished with 19. And then you took a 4-point lead on consecutive Bonzie Colson buckets. The first one, a beautiful put-back slam.
Big-time dunk, you know, he finishes, and he always knows when to go to the offensive board. We made some big shots, but we had some key defensive stops, and we played big again. We went back to playing big, and we played some zone that really helped us and changed their rhythm.
And for Bonzie, such a unique situation. He's not just going home, but he's literally going to his home basketball court, the court that he grew up on as a youngster. So he's supposed to play so well. He's a marked man. He didn't force anything. He went 9 for 12, ended up with a team high 20 points.
Yeah, and you think about his 3 games back there, where he has every reason to be distracted by family, surroundings. He just handles his business like a man, and he was fabulous again against BC.
And then Steve Astoria, another one of those do-it-all games. And I know the break week's coming up at a good time because I can tell Steve's legs are still a little rubbery, but he had 15 points and a season-high 7 assists.
His stat line on the backboard, steals, assists, making free throws, just amazing, the all-round stuff that he does. But you're right, he needs some rest during the bye week.
You know, I mentioned on the radio broadcast that good teams win on nights when they don't play as well as they're capable of playing, and that's exactly what your team did.
We did, and I'm proud of them for that. I don't think we were going to play the same way as we did against Florida State. I think it's not possible sometimes to do that, but we had 20 minutes in the second half where we came together and scratched out a road win.
So the Irish pick up their 9th ACC win of the year. No team in the ACC has more wins by coming from 13 down for a very important 84-76 win over the Eagles of Boston College. Now, when we come back, we're going to sit down and chat with freshman guard TJ Gibbs. But first, as we go to break, we want to give you a little look at the dozens and dozens of Bonzie Colson family and friends who showed up to root him on at Boston College. The most impressive aspect of freshman TJ Gibbs' play this season is the fact that not once has the guard from Scotch Plains, New Jersey looked like a freshman. The moment is never too big for TJ, and his role with the team continues to grow. He made his first career start against Florida State and played 35 minutes in Notre Dame's 2 victories this week, recording 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 assists.
TJ Gibbs comes through with a big hoop.
TJ Gibbs with 8 off the Notre Dame bench.
Up and good. A brilliant drive by TJ Gibbs.
You come from a basketball family. Really good basketball brothers. How has that helped you?
It's definitely helped me a lot. They've always been there every step of the way. Just as another voice, just in case things aren't going as well. I have a couple of bad games here and there. Just to get back in the locker room, look at the text and a text message that says, keep your head up, we've all been through it. It's something that's definitely calming. And just know that it comes with the bumps and the bruises.
Is there a New Jersey basketball culture?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's Maddie and Steve really show it, and I'm trying to do my best to make it seen too.
What is it? What is New Jersey basketball?
Oh, toughness. You gotta have a certain toughness, a certain edge about you. You just gotta want to win. You gotta want to have that will.
Talk about your relationship with Matt Farrell.
Oh, he's like my bigger brother. Before every game, gives me a big hug, gives me a couple words of encouragement. And I really look at him as a leader of our team, a leader of the point guard unit, and he's just someone that I really look up to, and I'm glad I'm learning from him.
Colson off the feed, and it was a thing of beauty. The dime dropped by TJ Gibbs, number 2.
You've always had an aura about you that you're older than you are when you've taken the floor. The moment never seems to be too big for you. Have you been comfortable right from the beginning?
Oh yeah, I think that's especially due to Coach. Just making sure that I'm comfortable from the first practice all the way to now. Just being a calm factor in my ear, telling me to slow down. When something does go wrong, he's right there telling me that it's all right. He does get on me at times, but it's definitely something I know that I'm just learning from, and it's only gonna make me a better player.
You've had some off games, but more often than not, you've come in crucial situations and brought a steadying force. You've made plays, you've helped other people score, you've scored big baskets. Where does that confidence come from so early in your career?
Just the trust that I know my teammates have in me. Just being in practice, just getting those same shots up, and when they present themselves in the game, just know that I have confidence myself, my team has confidence in me that I'll knock the shot down and hopefully it goes in.
What's your relationship like with Coach Brey?
Oh, it's great. Just a guy that I've known for a pretty long time. My brothers have known him. My parents have had great relationships with the coach, and just a steady voice, someone I look up to. He knows how to get it done, and just as far as learning how to win, he's one of the best of the winners out there, and he does it the right way, and that's really what I appreciate about him.
Best thing so far about playing at Notre Dame?
Oh, the team, the togetherness that we all have. Having 13 brothers now is just an amazing feeling, and it's both on and off the court.
TJ Gibbs is one of the most mature freshmen you have had here at Notre Dame.
Really is, Jack, and we are not where we're at this year without his contribution as a young guy, coming in, giving us energy, guarding, driving, making free throws. There's a great toughness about him.
This week's Ask Coach Brey question is coming up next, and Elijah Burns will run the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break right after this timeout. It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Brey. This week's question comes from John Scott of South Bend. Coach, with 2 new assistants on your staff, do you have a heavier workload, and how long does it take for assistants to grasp your entire program?
Well, I'm thrilled with the continuity that our staff, and I would even add Eric Atkins as a third new face as our video coordinator. But those guys, since they played for Notre Dame and played for me, more importantly, kind of know philosophy, and they have jumped right in and hit the ground running. Their relationship with our players, which is the most important thing, is very strong, and they're really gifted young assistant coaches. They've energized me.
Sophomore Elijah Burns scored his first collegiate field goal for Notre Dame with some panache, a dunk against Chicago State. Let's find out if he runs his second career Inside Notre Dame Fast Break with the same spirit of gusto.
First car you ever drove?
Ever drove 1988 Mercedes-Benz.
Favorite all-time movie?
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Probably say Three Ninjas Kickback.
Who is your role model?
Oh, my mom.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
I love the bowl. I have my own bowling ball.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Favorite NBA player?
Paul Millsap.
Favorite part of practice?
Defensive breakdown.
Worst part of practice?
The beginning.
Which is better, blocking a key shot or grabbing a big rebound?
Grabbing a big rebound.
One person you would like to meet?
Michael Jordan.
Ryan Ayers.
Ryan Ayers. Great coach, good guy.
Eric Atkins.
Funny.
Ryan Humphrey.
Hilarious.
Harold Swanigan.
Brother.
Best defender on the team?
Rex.
Best leaper on the team?
VJ.
Best dunker on the team?
VJ.
Worst dunker on the team?
Matt Ryan.
Best dresser on the team?
Me.
Worst dresser on the team?
Steve.
Beard growing competition. Who wins, you or Coach Brey?
Coach Brey. I can't grow it. It's just not going to happen.
The fans haven't gotten to see a lot of Elijah, clearly. He knows his limitations. He can't beat you in the beard growing competition. But how is he coming along?
You know what? He's got a very bright future here. This is frustrating for him, but we've had a lot of guys have to pay their dues. And he talks to a lot of those older guys in our locker room, and they help him through it. He is a gifted frontline player, feel for the game, great strength, really good passer, wonderful young man, bright future here.
And certainly, under your guidance here at Notre Dame, there have been more guys who have had to wait for their turn than guys who just came and burst onto the scene.
Yeah, there are more guys that have had to wait than the TJ Gibbs model, you know, and so Elijah has seen that. He's talked to VJ Beacham, he's talked to Matt Farrell, he's talked to all those guys, and he's understood it's worth the wait because we have a plan for him.
It's time now for this week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Play of the Week. There were many great plays by Irish players this week, but one play stands out. Coach Brey calls this play Air Vastoria.
Vastoria steals it back. There goes Steve. Goes up and dunks it. The first dunk of Steve Vastoria's collegiate career, and the bench and building go nuts.
It might be the first dunk of his life, Jack.
One more big challenge this weekend when you head to Raleigh to take on NC State, and then you have 7 days without a game.
And we need it.
Yeah.
There's no question. Those four guys are playing a lot of minutes. We've been really trying to taper our practices in between games, but I like the fact that we can really get refreshed and then tune up some things before the stretch run into March.
Having the bye this late in the season has probably hurt your conference record, but it may help you in postseason.
Yeah, I think it will, Jack. There's no question about it. I mean, we need some mental and physical rehab, and we need some good practices later in the week.
So we will return next week to break down the Notre Dame-NC State game, and we'll have a bunch of interesting features as well. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats. Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.